School Freeware's Excel 2010 Tutorials. Tutorial 10, Printing and Print Settings. The workbook used within Tutorial 10 can be downloaded for free at schoolfreeware.com. This is the workbook we're going to use within this tutorial. There are 4 sheets to this workbook. So here on sheet 1, cell B10 is active at this time. When I go to File, Print, here over to the right we have the print preview. At the top left we have the number of copies that we can select, the printer, and this button here that looks like a graphic prints the workbook. Below the printer we have the printer properties, and each printer is a little bit different, so the printer properties may be different on your computer. Below are the settings of printing out through Excel. So here we have print the active sheets, and if you remember, sheet 1 is active. That's why we have it here over to the right. If I were to print the entire workbook, then I would print out all the sheets. I can also scroll through using the bar, zoom, and show margins. If I were to change to print selection, 7.75% shows up. That's the only thing I can print out, and that is because here cell B10 is active at this time. I can also print on more than one side, collate, change the orientation. Now if I were to change the orientation here within the print preview, so now we have landscape, and go back to the page layout, I find that the orientation has also changed to landscape. So changing within the print area will also change within the workbook itself. Go back to print. I can select different paper, change the margins, go into custom margins if I choose to. The page setup pops up. This is followed by the scaling from no to fit to one page, fit all columns on one page, fit all rows on one page, and custom scaling brings up the page setup once again. Cancel this, go to page setup, and again the page setup comes up. I can also change the page setup by going to page layout and then selecting page setup here within the page layout tab. Now with charts, if I go to sheet 2, go to file, print, and here I have active sheets. I find the table, and I also find the chart. If I were to go back to the chart, click on the chart itself, so now the chart is active, go to file, print, I now have the chart selected, and that's the only thing that I can print out at this time. So I'll go back to home, unclick the chart, and now I can print the whole worksheet. I'll go back to home, click on sheet 3, and here within sheet 3 we have our times table. But let's say I don't want to have a times table of 1 through 12. I want a times table of 1 through 10. So what I'll do is highlight A1 through K11, and under page layout I'll go ahead and select the print area. And I'll set print area. I'll go back to file, print. Here we have print active sheets, and we have 1 through 10. Now if I go ahead and ignore print area, I get 1 through 12. I'm going to uncheck ignore print area, get 1 through 10 here. And I see that it's off-centered a little bit. So what I'm going to do is go into the page setup, and under margins, set horizontal and vertical center, click OK, and now it's centered on the page. It does look a little small here on the page, so I can fix that. Let's go to page setup, then under the page tab, I'll click to adjust, and I'll go ahead and increase the size. Let's try 125% of the normal size, click OK. I get 1 through 9. I'll try 120 this time, click OK. And now my page is set up as I wish. If I go back to home, I find here on my Excel spreadsheet that it has changed. So what I'm going to do is go back to page layout, and I'm going to adjust to 100%, click OK, and now everything is returned back. And now I'll just clear out this print area, and everything goes back the way it was. Let's say, for example, I wanted to print out sheet 4 and sheet 2. So what I'll do is click on sheet 4, hold down the Control key, click on sheet 2, go to File, Print, select Print Active Sheets, and here's one of 3. There's a whole lot of settings with printing out, and it's a good idea that you would go through on your own and take a look at all the settings that Microsoft Excel has